Blog Talk Radio.
What time is it?
WH Radio.
We are the best in the world at what we do.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Wrestlingheads Radio. I am Skits, and I'm here with my co-hosts, Mr. Oscar and Tom. What's going on, guys?
Nothing much, man. Sony might get hacked. We're not getting hacked.
Yeah, man. BodySlam Awards aren't getting pulled from Blog Talk Radio because, you know what, everybody's listening in.
Definitely.
Yeah. Tonight, BodySlam Awards definitely going down. This is the 4th annual BodySlam Awards. For you guys who don't know, this is our basically our version of the Slammy Awards, our year-ending awards, which is pretty dope. You know, we have our followers vote, and we'll even share who we thought should have won if the person that we voted for, you know, didn't win. So, but yeah, also we're going to probably talk a little bit Raw, talk about some AWS. I know Oscar was there. He saw Chris Hero and Adam Thorson go at it this weekend.
Yep.
We got some news from WWN, some updates going on over there. A lot of wrestling news, you know. But I think we're going to start off with the BodySlam Awards. Like, it's a lot of interesting wins here. We threw out a couple categories this past week, and a lot of people voted. And shout out to Ricochet on helping himself, get some votes with that retweet from earlier on today, which is actually he's part of the category of Wrestler of the Year. But before we start, you can call us up at 760-454-1107, or you can tweet us at Wrestlingheads. You can tweet me at WHSkits. You can tweet Oscar at Sinister632. You can tweet Tom at tweet him, or is it tweet me?
Yeah, tweet me.
tweet me.
It's a changing now to tweet him.
But yeah, man, we're just going to start off with, the simple award, which the WWE Wrestler of the Year. Now, this was a close one, too. Categories for that is John Cena, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, and Daniel Bryan. And I'm pretty sure we all know all 6 of those dudes had big years for the WWE. Before we reveal the winner, what's your guys' thoughts on those 6 in the category? Start off with you, Oscar.
I think it was a good category. It was very interesting to see, but you can see it was an interesting category in a way, but it was some had some up and down moments like injuries and stuff. But yeah, there you go.
Tom?
Yeah, I'm actually glad that, Roman Reigns wasn't in here, even though he won Wrestler of the Year for the Slammies, which made absolutely no sense. I mean, in a certain way, each guy, I guess you could make an argument for. There's not really everybody has their favorites and who, they have their own opinion about who should win, but it's not like there's a clear-cut winner. It's not like somebody did, everything this year. So definitely was interesting.
Definitely. So let's go ahead and see who got the most votes. It was a neck-and-neck one here. But the person with the most votes and that wins the 2014 BodySlam Awards for the category for WWE Wrestler of the Year goes to Seth Rollins. That's my boy. That was my boy. That was definitely my pick for the WWE Wrestler of the Year. He was neck and neck with Daniel Bryan, real close. Off two counts, Daniel Bryan would have had that.
Yeah, you know what? I would have picked Daniel Bryan if he didn't get injured, but the reason why I picked Seth Rollins, well, you know, we all picked as well, but maybe most everybody picked because, you know, you could say he didn't improve to another level this year, and he was there from the beginning and end of the year. So, and he also won Money in the Bank, because that showed maybe in 2015 he'll be a WWE champion. We'll see. Yeah.
I was gonna say you can't forget he main evented Raw just about every night. Started being on the main events at different pay-per-views. He basically just grabbed the ball when Daniel got hurt. Your thoughts on the win, Tom?
Yeah, Seth Rollins was my pick too, just for the sheer fact of, you know, what transformation Seth Rollins has gone through here in 2014, you know, starting off, you know, with early 2014, you know, he was still in the Shield and everything, and, you know, all three guys were doing good, you know, when the Shield was still together, but it just seemed like Seth Rollins was just kind of like separating himself, you know, he was having those big, like, holy shit moments when he was diving off the balcony, when the Shield was feuding with Evolution, and, you know, Seth Rollins was getting more time on the mic, and then eventually leading up to when he betrayed the Shield, and then from there he was just the top heel in the company. I mean, you could maybe say Brock Lesnar is the main heel in the company because he ended the Undertaker's streak, but he's not around enough to be validated as, you know, the main heel in the company.
He definitely got some votes too.
You know, I can see why Brock Lesnar got some votes. You know, he ended the Undertaker streak, won the title, but it's just for the fact that, you know, Brock Lesnar hasn't been, you know, used as much as, you know, the other guys. Even, you know, like Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan's been injured, you know, ever since the start of the summer, and it seems like he was a more focal point of the company than Brock Lesnar, even though they're building up Brock as this, you know, big-time threat. But going back to Seth Rollins, you know, like I said, this is his breakout year. You know, he is out on his own. He's definitely improved on the microphone. We know what the guy can do in ring wise.
Night, though.
Yeah. You know, the guy has just stepped it up big time and, you know, taken the ball as the main heel in the company. And like you said, he's been main eventing Raw. He main evented a WWE pay-per-view against Dean Ambrose. So, you know, he's been a big focal point in the WWE. You know, we all like to complain that, you know, WWE is still rehashing all the old stars, or they're building up the wrong guys like Roman Reigns or whatever. But, you know, Seth Rollins is a guy that I think WWE sees as somebody in the future he's going to lead the company, and I think now they have a lot of confidence in him going forward.
Definitely. So Seth Rollins, ladies and gentlemen, is your 2014 WWE Wrestler of the Year. So he takes the BodySlam Award home. Shout out to Seth Rollins, Monster Year. Next category, NXT Wrestler of the Year. In the category on there is Adrian Neville, Sami Zayn, Tyler Breeze, Charlotte, Tyson Kidd, and Sasha Banks. Another interesting category. I know a lot of folks probably shocked that girls made it. Yes, girls had a fucking monster year in NXT. You guys' thoughts in this category? Oscar?
Yeah, all of them deserve it. That that deserving to be in this category. I mean, all those wrestlers had a great year in NXT. Even Tyson Kidd, which to me he should not be in NXT, he should be in the main roster. And, he's been there back and forth, but I'm fine with that. But yeah, that was a great one. I'll give you props. I think you came up with that, so I'll give you props there, Skid.
Go ahead, Tom. Share your thoughts.
Yeah, just like WWE Wrestler of the Year, with NXT, I mean, maybe with the exception, I think, of Sasha Banks, because she kind of is only kind of starting to get hot toward the end of 2014. Any one of those people you can make, an argument for to win this award. I mean, all of them, including Sasha Banks now, have had a huge 2014. We've seen improvement in everybody. I mean, except I would say Sami Zayn, because, Sami Zayn's just always been fucking awesome. But, and I think I know who's going to win this award because,
Let's find out. And the winner is, and this guy probably got the most votes out of everybody. Believe it or not, Tyler Breeze got 1 vote. And Adrian Neville got 2, and the winner is... Sami Zayn. That's my boy. To be honest with you, myself, it's hard for me to pick, because Neville did carry that fucking NXT championship and had awesome matches. And, Zayn also had a good year, too, even though he wasn't champ. It's very hard to pick out of, if I had to choose, it was either between those two. But Sami Zayn, he definitely deserves it. He's been on great matches in NXT, period. Who is your pick, Oscar?
I did pick Sami Zayn. I mean, you could go back to the beginning of the year when he had that awesome feud with Cesaro. Coming off that, in the end of the year, he came, what was it, like supposedly the match of the year type thing, and he had a rematch months later at NXT Arrival with Cesaro. Then they went up to the feud with Tyler Breeze for the championship. We all know that time, like, okay, he's about to win the NXT championship until the 4-way, and then we all know everything with Adrian Neville. But now, when it comes to the end of 2014, we're going to see something very interesting in the year of 2015, the beginning of 2015. Now he's going to have a feud with Kevin Owens, his longtime best friend, you can say. So, yeah, he deserved it. He did a lot this year. I'm looking forward for 2015 for Sami Zayn. I expect him, to begin with his feud with Kevin Owens, and I expect him to be in the main roster in 2015.
Definitely. Tom?
Yeah, I went with Sami Zayn as well. I mean, even though, like you said, he didn't hold the title until the last live special, Our Evolution. I mean, he's been just the most popular guy in NXT. That NXT crowd absolutely loves Sami Zayn, and they've loved him since day one. And I think now a lot of the people who are just discovering NXT, when they pick a favorite, they go straight to Sami Zayn. They say, oh, well, Adrian Neville's cool and, he's a great wrestler, but if I had to pick a guy, it's Sami Zayn. And I think it just speaks to, how talented the guy is. If the WWE, when Sami Zayn does go up on the main roster, if this guy is not a star, I mean, you're talking about, a monumental fuck-up. It's not even possible how you could fuck this up. I mean, Sami Zayn is just the most likable guy in the WWE. You can't hate him. You could say he plays like the John Cena character better than John Cena because everybody just loves Sami Zayn. You can't hate him. You know, he doesn't do anything to come off as like a douche or a dick or anything. He's just, you know, he's just awesome. So, and finally, you know, he wins the title at the end of the year, capping off, you know, the fight to finally win the title. And my second pick, I was kind of debating on this, was Charlotte, just for how much she's improved in 2014. I mean, when she first came to NXT and saw her first match, I was like, oh, geez, you know, here's, you know, the child of a WWE Hall of Famer who's gonna, you know, be mediocre but get pushed. You know, she's not that good. And then in the shortest period of time, in the ring, she improves. On the mic, she's getting better. And, you know, she's, you know, now carrying that, you know, the next generation of divas down in NXT and doing some good rivalries. So she was a close number 2.
Definitely. Yeah, Charlotte definitely have a monster. Her and Eddie put on that crazy-ass match. And hopefully they bring that feud onto the main roster. Next category is the Tag Team of the Year, meaning anybody. It doesn't mean just WWE's the world. Tag Team of the Year category. This is another monster category right here. We got the Young Bucks, and we know what they do. Probably one of the best tag teams in the world. They are one of the best tag teams in the world. Red Dragon, another best tag team in the world. Time Splitters, another best tag team in the world. The Usos, hate them or love them, these boys had a good year. Juicy Product also had a decent year too. And the Bullet Club's Doc and Carl Anderson, those boys also had a cool year too. These categories are like monster. You know, anybody can win these. Thoughts on the category. Let's go with you, Oscar.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. And one, Gus, if you put in MVP's group, like, we don't have a name for them. And
No. It's a tag team.
Oh, my bad. Tag team, my bad. Tag team. Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, the tag team division for both Ring of Honor and New Japan, it was awesome. You know, I mean, it was great to see these tag teams, and it was. You could say it'd be a tough one, but the one I picked, I have a reason why I picked. So I think I'm gonna pass it to Tom on this one.
Tom?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I personally think the indies and, you know, the Japanese scene is definitely more stacked when it comes to tag teams, and they take their tag team wrestling more seriously. Obviously, WWE, I don't think, could give two shits about tag team wrestling whatsoever, except for NXT, to which, you know, we can see some improvement down in there. But I mean, in indie wrestling and in Japanese wrestling, it's just been, you know, crazy. Some of the years that these guys have been having. I mean, absolutely insane.
Yeah, this is another neck and neck type of voting too. But your tag team, your 2014 BodySlam Award for Tag Team of the Year goes to I was trying to wait for the actual song to drop, but too damn long. Red Dragon is the winner. Red Dragon had a hell of a monster year. These boys killed it. They won the junior tag
IWGP
tournament.
Junior Heavyweight Tag Team. Sorry. The Junior Tag Team Tournament, yeah.
Yeah, they won the tournament. They also won the belts. Carried the Ring of Honor titles for 2 years straight, I want to say.
They lost it this year. Well, they did lose it.
Remember they lost it to the Bucks. I believe it was San Antonio. No. It might have been Chicago. Chicago.
The reason why I said that, because it really feels like these boys really held that title the whole year. Like, they may have lost it, but they got it right back the next big show, Red Dragon killed it this year, and they were neck and neck with the Bucks too, by the way. For those that want to know who we were neck and neck with. None of the other tag teams got votes. The Usos got no votes. Juicy Prada got no votes. Carl Anderson, Doc got no votes. Or Time Splitters got no votes. So, two of the best tag teams in the world, which I always say these guys are like, they can just share the fucking number one spot. But Red Dragon goes ahead with the W, and that was my tag team of the year also. And the Bucks, I love you guys too. But Red Dragon killed it this year. I think they won more matches against you guys this year too. Your thoughts? Not your thoughts, but who did you pick, Oscar, and your thoughts on the win?
Okay, my pick was actually Young Bucks to win it. Because to me, I feel like Young Bucks, not only, they had great matches with Red Dragon, but all over the indie scene, they also came in as PWG Tag Team Champs. They beaten some tag teams. They proven some people wrong. Like, example, a lot of people thought Best Friends were going to take the tag team titles from them. No, they didn't. The first time when the World Cutest Tag Team wrestled again, they thought they'll take it from them. They didn't do it either. Until the second time they wrestled, they did. But then, not only that, they also won the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champs, the IWGP Junior Tag Champs. I believe they also won the House of Glory tag titles this past year as well. I mean, they were everywhere pretty much.
Don't forget IWL.
And IWL tag champs, against the Monster Mafia. They were winning championships everywhere pretty much. And then also they had that match that people were talking about, the match against the Hardys 3 times this past year. It was great. And don't forget, they also had a match with the Dudley Boys not long ago in 2CW. I mean,
Bad Influence.
Bad. The Addiction. I saw them like twice wrestling this year, but man, they were everywhere pretty much. And I thought that the Young Bucks were the best tag team of the year. But the actual winner of the BodySlam Award, Red Dragon, I agree with what you said. They did almost the same success, identical success as the Young Bucks. But fortunately, we didn't see that much of Red Dragon and PWG. Only saw him like one time during Bolo Week, and that was freaking awesome to see Red Dragon wrestle in person. But to me, I feel like Red Dragon didn't have the much success that like the Young Bucks did this year. But they did awesome. They did have an awesome year. I do like Red Dragon, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish. I did buy a Red Dragon shirt this year, by the way, and. Unfortunately, with this whole PWG rumor going on or whatever, that could no longer be around, that's going to suck. But, Skits, we're going to Vegas. We're going to Ring of Honor. See Red Dragon again. And also,
what's your thoughts?
Hold on. One more thing before I pass it to Tom. If there was a third place, I have to say Juicy Products, even though you didn't get the votes. The reason why I say Juicy Product, they had fucking tag belts all over the fucking place as well. Not like the Young Bucks, but hell, they had a good year too. And yeah, I had to give Juicy Product on that one, and that was the third place one. So yeah, now you can pass it to Tom.
Before I pass it to Tom, you can't sleep on Kushida and Shell too. So
yeah,
I thought they had a better year than Juicy Product, but. That's just me. Go ahead, Tom. Who's your pick, and what's your thoughts on the win?
My pick was Red Dragon. It was really close, obviously, between them and the Bucks. I mean, we've talked about it all year. how close these two are to being the two best tag teams in the world. I mean, I can't even describe how close it is because that's how talented these two teams are. My reasoning for picking Red Dragon was simply for the fact that this was kind of, their breakout year. You saw them more in promos. Kyle O'Reilly was, getting more mic time, and
Fish Tank was money.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely those two. That's when you started seeing Kyle O'Reilly kind of starting to flourish. You saw him being that, kind of dickhead heel. And it wasn't just kind of Bobby Fish doing most of the talking. O'Reilly was getting in there a lot and, keeping the tag belts for as long as they did in Ring of Honor, having great matches in Ring of Honor, and then finally getting the trip over to Japan and winning those IWGP Junior tag belts, I think definitely propelled them up to the top. I mean, the only reason I really didn't pick the Young Bucks is because, they've had an extraordinary year. There's no doubt about that. But I think 2013 was kind of like the Young Bucks showing everybody what they can do. They were doing it for years before, but 2013 they were getting more into the mainstream. They were getting back into a lot more promotions. And, I would say that, Red Dragon kind of took over their spot this year. But like you said, two of the best tag teams on the planet, 1 and 2, it's way too close. And honestly, I don't even think it matters where you rank them. If you have the Bucks first or if you have Red Dragon first, it doesn't matter where you hold them. These four guys are just holding down tag team wrestling and, still showing people that tag team wrestling is still alive and well if you look for it.
Right. Definitely agree with you on that. Have you guys seen the latest Fish Tank episode? It's hilarious.
No, I haven't seen it. I got to check it out.
So Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly are at the Christmas tree exchanging Christmas gifts. And I guess Bobby Fish is like, so I have a Christmas gift for you, Kyle. And, Kyle's like, no, you shouldn't have.
Okay, I saw this one. Yeah, I saw this one. I know what you're talking about. I know where you're going.
And he gives him the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. He was like, I know you wanted one, so here you go. And then Kyle, he gives Bobby his gift. He opens it. It's the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. That shit is hilarious. Because, they gave each other the same thing, and, IWGP's champs. And plus, it's a Ring of Honor promo, so, you know what I mean? So it's kind of funny. I thought, basically, those fish tanks are fucking gold. My favorite one of the year, I would have to say the one with what's my boy's name? Cheeseburger. When they made him drink vodka.
That was pretty funny.
They made him drink vodka.
We had Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly both here on Wrestlingheads Radio this year, and both very down to earth, passionate guys about what they do. They love wrestling, and obviously they're big into MMA too, and they're representing both sports incredibly well.
Definitely. Next up, Promotion of the Year. Now this one is a different type of category because I also put on there, like, you can also vote. I mean, even if your promotion that you want to win is not even up there. A lot of interesting tweets I got with this shit too, because some of the promotions, there's plenty of promotions. We talked about this plenty of times here on WH Radio. There's thousands and thousands of fucking promotions in professional wrestling, so it's hard to choose one. sometimes it's even hard to watch them all, you know. But I'm gonna go ahead and go down the promotions that were on the list, and I will let you guys know who won. So, of course, WWE is going to be on the list. You know, that was one of the promotions. Also, you have Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling, PWG, AIW, and NOAH. Those were listed, but, you know, if you wanted to tweet your promotion, you can still do that. And the winner is, first, I just want to let you guys know my promotion is the winner that I wanted to win, and it's New Japan Pro Wrestling. Awesome year. When do they not have a good year? Since I got introduced to it, I've enjoyed it. I think they deserve it. They've done all types of shit this year. About the Global Force, as we was awesome, as we already know. Ricochet was there this year. List goes on. AJ Styles, Kenny Omega, but New Japan Pro Wrestling wins promotion of the year. Who'd you guys pick for your promotion of the year?
All right. I was neck and neck to want to pick. I was going to pick either PWG or New Japan, but I was like, fuck it, I picked PWG. The reason why I picked PWG, I just feel like this year they I can say they got more publicity on you know, even TMZ wasn't even talking about PWG this past year, and then you see celebrities attending their shows, like the whole cast of True Blood and you see guys, or you can see wrestlers too, like John Morrison attending the show, and don't forget Ronda Rousey was there too. So you're like, damn. and then New Japan, which they won, but I'm not disappointed they won, but you know, I feel like I feel like they went to a level they finally, you know, deserve to be in. You know, all because they're in Japan doesn't mean they should not be in a level where, you know, you can say they should be the second promotion or whatever. Because everybody say WWE is the most number one because it's the most popular. But why not put New Japan, which has been around that long, like WWE, and have, you know, I want to be like more successful. The guys in the United States could even watch. And it seems like this year they got more exposed. You got people wearing Bullet Club shirts all over the fucking country here in the United States, and I just feel like they deserve to be in that level. And hopefully in 2015, more big success happens for New Japan. Like example, maybe the beginning for you know, for the pay-per-view for Wrestle Kingdom. Hopefully it's like something that, you know, started something very special for New Japan, and hopefully we'll continue on. And you know, because lately they haven't been disappointing a lot of people. They haven't disappointed me, so I hope they continue what they're doing.
Definitely. Real quick, the reason why I think PWG shouldn't have won, you know, I love PWG. You know, we go to every PWG show. The reason why I think PWG shouldn't have won because they don't run shows as much as, you know, any other promotion. They run shows every other month. Like, it'll be one in January, one in March, one, they'll probably skip April, you know, go to June, you know, then July, then skip July, then go to September. You know what I mean? If they ran more shows, then they probably would have more votes. They only had like 2 votes. And that's crazy, you know, because, you know, we all love PWG here on WH Radio. Who was your pick, Tom?
Oh, my pick, I mean, for me, this one, not that it wasn't close, but just New Japan, without a doubt. I mean, starting off with Wrestle Kingdom 8 at the beginning of the year. Great freaking event. New Japan kind of, they slowed down, I would say, after Wrestle Kingdom up until the G1. You know, it's not that they had bad shows. They had good shows, but they weren't anything really special. You know, you did have AJ Styles winning the IWGP Heavyweight title and then eventually losing it to Okada. But besides that, the shows weren't really anything great, and they weren't up to, you know, New Japan standards. But once G1 Climax started this year, that's when they took off. I mean, the G1 Climax was absolutely freaking amazing. Day 7 and Day 8 of that tournament were just incredible. Shows of the year. I can't even pick between them. That is how close they were. That is how awesome they were. Some of the best, just pure wrestling in the world. And it was incredible. That whole tournament had so many incredible matches. I can't even remember how many 4-star plus matches there were. And that's incredible to say. And then even after the G1 Climax, when you had Destruction and Power Struggle and all these great events right after, it's like they kicked it into high gear going into Wrestle Kingdom just in a couple weeks. So that's why I gave it to New Japan. I mean,
let's not forget New Japan World.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, without a doubt. You know, them just releasing that at the beginning of the month, you know, sparking a lot of interest for people, not only just in Japan, but outside of Japan, all over the world, you know, inviting people in to see their past and their version of the WWE Network, which they just launched it, and people are saying content-wise it's better than the WWE Network. Because
HD
you can
all
go
day.
back to the 70s and see all these classics, and think about how much harder it would be to find these shows than, you know, to watch a WrestleMania or to watch whatever programs you would want to go back and see for the WWE. It's 10 times harder. So when it's at the, you know, the palm of your hands, it makes it feel that much better. And, you know, it's incredible what they're doing. Of course, them announcing that they have a deal with Access TV, excuse me, over here in the States, you know, getting more international exposure over here. It's incredible. But that's why I gave it to New Japan. An incredible year for them. Like I said, some of the best wrestling matches you're going to see all year. Some of the stiffest matches, craziest high-flying matches, you know, great storytelling, everything you would want in a wrestling company. Even though they started out slow, they finished off the year from the summer on absolutely on fire. And, you know, even if New Japan didn't win it, I would have picked Ring of Honor over PWG, just for the fact that I love PWG and I love what they did, but I don't think this was one of their strongest years show-wise. You know, they have some great shows this year. There's no denying that. They brought in some new guys, you know, bringing guys like Trevor Lee, bringing back Cedric Alexander, Andrew Everett before he got hurt. And, you know, you saw the return of some past PWG guys coming in. You know, Bolo was awesome. Bolo was an incredible 3-night. You know, to see Kenny Omega back in there. You know, Zack Sabre Jr., Matt Sydal coming back, AJ Styles. It was crazy. You know, and Christopher Daniels, all those guys coming back, and all these debuting stars. But, you know, I look back to, like, 2011, and 2011 I feel is if not PWG's strongest year ever, show-wise. I mean, those shows going back, were just insane. And so it's hard to compare to that. PWG is expanding more and more. They're charging more for tickets, which means, they're making more money. They're selling DVDs. They're getting bigger stars. So it's not necessarily a knock on them, but I thought show quality-wise, it could have been a better year. But, they're still PWG. They're still going to be fucking awesome. And I'm still going to buy their DVDs, no matter what.
Yeah. Definitely, man. I definitely see some of your points, what you're talking about. Because PWG, they did have some good shows, and there were some shows that I wasn't so big on, but I definitely see what you're saying. I would say their show of the year definitely is Ebola weekend, for sure. But yeah, the next category, we have excuse me, sorry about that. I just want to point out somebody voted for the Lucha Dragons. One person. One fucking person.
One person's a Lucha Dragons fan. One person. I gotta respect them, sticking to the gun.
Person. One person voted for the Lucha Dragons, by the way. And this person is the Mysterious Massacre.
Oh, man.
One person, dude.
That was a funny one. When I saw that shit on Twitter, I was like, wait a minute, Lucha Dragon is not on this fucking shit. What the fuck?
No. That's good that he did that because, I started tweeting, like, if you don't see the team or wrestler pick, still vote for that person. So, next one, Stable of the Year, The Shield, Bullet Club, The Decade, The Wyatt Family, MLK, and The Revolution. MLK is MVP, Bobby Lashley, and Kenny King, for the case you didn't know. So, the M says for MVP, the L is Lashley, and the K for Kenny King. MLK, for all the slow people out there. But this is a shocker right here. The winner for Stable of the Year is the Wyatt Family. That's a fucking shocker.
Yeah, that's a shocker there, too.
That's a
I guess you
motherfucking
want me to
shocker.
comment, right?
Go for it.
I'll make a comment. My pick was actually the Bullet Club because I feel like everywhere you go, you see a Bullet Club shirt. Any wrestling show, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be that has to relate ROH. You go to AWS show and you see someone with a Bullet Club shirt. You go to a Championship Wrestling Hollywood show, you see someone with a Bullet Club shirt. I went to an IWL show a few weeks ago, or maybe last weekend, which the Young Bucks were not even a part of that show, and there's people wearing Bullet Club shirt. I just thought that the Bullet Club should be the freaking Stable of the Year, because it's like they just started almost like an NWO type culture, and you just like everywhere you go, you see someone with a Bullet Club shirt. I remember one time I was at work, I saw somebody walking by my job wearing a Bullet Club shirt. I just threw down the Wolfpack sign at him, I mean, yeah, it's just that, and not only that, the guys are in the group. They brought in guys like AJ Styles in Then you bring in Jeff Jarrett and Scott D'Amore in the group. You know, it was something. It feels like a '90s wave of how wrestling was in the '90s. You know, with NWO and all that shit, and got me jumping up and down. That's why I felt about. That's why I felt about the whole Bullet Club, and I just thought they should be Fail of the Year. And as for our winners, the Wyatts. What are you gonna say, Fitz?
I was gonna say it's funny because only 2 people voted for the Bullet Club. A lot of people don't like Bullet Club. A lot of people were tweeting saying, "I don't want to ride I'm not a bandwagoner like others, so I'm gonna go ahead and vote for this."
See, that's the really negative thing about it is that there's a lot of bandwagoners, you can say. That's the only thing is the negative thing about it. But at the same time, you know, it's kind of cool to have bandwagoners if you're a part of if someone like Carl Anderson and them should be happy to have bandwagoners. Okay, cool, you guys, the Bullet Club sure is all good, you know. I mean, that's the only negative thing about it. There's bandwagoners, but you get bandwagoners everywhere. It has to be all wrestling. There's sports and all that. You know, you get bandwagoners there too. You know, like example here in LA, where the 49er fans are at. Now they're losing, where they disappear now. But yeah, you get those anywhere pretty much. That's the only negative thing you can say about the Bullet Club this year. But I want to go back to our winners, the Wyatt family, which to me they had an all right year. I mean, they did something in WrestleMania. You had a little program going on WrestleMania with Bray Wyatt and John Cena. You had Eric Rowan and Luke Harper out there, and you know, getting the WrestleMania spot. But you know,
let's not forget Shield versus the Wyatt.
They had an awesome feud. They had an awesome feud too. You also got to remember that awesome fucking opener Raw they had this past year, where the Wyatts brought all those kids and made John Cena go down on his knees. That was fucking awesome. You got to remember that as well. So then unfortunately they broke up now. I wish they had more success this year. Like you wanted, like in the summertime skits, you wanted Eric Rowan and Luke Harper win the tag belts from the Usos, but it never happened. But then,
real quick, I don't know, but I was talking to somebody. They said that Bray Wyatt says that the Wyatts aren't broken up. He just let them free for a while. I don't know if this is part of a storyline, but if they're still a family and they're just separated for a while, it's interesting to see that the Wyatts are still together, just on their own right now. But one of our boys, Greg, actually complimented Luke Harper. You know, when I put the category out, and it hit like Luke and Bray, he basically praised both those guys. So
shout out to Greg if he's listening, man. He's an awesome dude. I saw him at AWS last weekend. He's an awesome dude.
Yeah, shout out to Greg. That's homie. But what's your thoughts on it, Tom?
Yeah, I mean, I went with the Bullet Club. You know, they didn't really do anything in the beginning of the year. You know, it was once they got AJ in and Yujihiro Takahashi, and, you know, Devitt was out. After that happened, there was kind of a period where they did nothing. I would say up until Kenny Omega debuted for them. That was, I think, a big boost for them. You know, Jeff Jarrett coming in was kind of big, but honestly, I don't give a shit about Jeff Jarrett joining the Bullet Club or Scott D'Amore. That's my personal opinion.
Watch out. We got Scott D'Amore coming on here next week.
It's nothing against Jeff Jarrett. It's just I'd rather see, you know, just kind of, you know, active guys in Japan, you know, being there. You know, he's not always going to be there because he's busy with global force.
Real quick, bro. I just want to hold that thought real quick because I need, since we're talking about the Bullet Club, Oscar, do you want to make the announcement for who our guest is on Friday here on WH Radio?
All right. And fucking Tom, I just slapped the shit out of you for saying that, but Our next guest this Friday, this is the reason why you should stay in on a Friday night, because our guest this Friday we'll be talking about New Japan Pro Wrestling and Global Force. And this man is a former manager in TNA from a team that you guys remember called Team Canada. If you guys know what I'm talking about, then you know the name I'm about to say is going to ring a bell. And his name is Scott D'Amore. And please, Scott D'Amore, slap the shit out of Tom for saying that. So, yeah, there you go. Scott D'Amore is guest on Friday.
Listen, I like Scott D'Amore and Jeff Jarrett. They cut a funny-ass promo on YouTube. It was funny as hell. But it just wasn't, like, Kenny Omega joining the Bullet Club, you know, kind of felt like a bigger deal, you know what I mean? Like, the way they presented Kenny Omega on Power Struggle, like, the way he came out and he was, like, a different Kenny Omega, like, that was more intense. But, yeah, that's going to be awesome. I'll tell Scott D'Amore. But, you know, Scott D'Amore, we'll talk about Team Canada and a young Bobby Roode, and because I can remember little Eric Young, and now Eric Young has a beard and looks like Matt Cross. But as far as the other stables are concerned, they really just didn't do much. I mean, MLK did some things, but there was some dissension toward the end, and they just didn't feel like the biggest of threats as a unit. You know, it kind of just felt like there were three different things, and it was Lashley on his own, and then MVP and Kenny King as a tag team, and that's how it kind of was for the Wyatt family, where it was Bray Wyatt kind of out on his own after, Elimination Chamber, and Eric Rowan and Luke Harper teaming up for the rest of the year. That's why I picked Bullet Club. I don't care. I think people get so concerned about jumping on the bandwagon. They're like, they don't want to seem like, that they like something after it became popular, because then they won't seem cool. It's like, fuck you, Bullet Club is fucking awesome, no matter how popular they get. I don't give a shit. Jump on the fucking bandwagon. Throw your fucking two up. Fucking go to ProWrestlingTees.com and fucking order a Bullet Club shirt after you order a fucking Wrestlingheads shirt.
Right.
But, I think people get so concerned about, trying to act cool or whatever, to like whoever you like. If you like the Bullet Club, fucking like the Bullet Club. Don't let people fucking tell you that you're jumping on the bandwagon, or that they, were following the Bullet Club since day one, and they liked the Bullet Club better when Prince Devitt was in it. Fuck off, Bullet Club is still going to be awesome.
Definitely, man. I'm actually tweeting out, promoting the show for Friday. It's going to be a big deal. Shout out to Scott D'Amore for reaching out to us on that one, too. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's going to be big. And, he's like, it seems like he's like second in command to Jeff Jarrett as far as, promotion-wise for Global Force Wrestling. So, there may be some answers to a lot of questions people have, because, people are asking questions, what's going on with Global Force? What's going to be going on? You may get some answers this Friday.
You should ask the question, Tom.
I'm going to ask every question that has to deal with Global Force Wrestling. I'm going to ask them if they fucking hate TNA. If they want to put TNA out of business. I'm going to ask them if they hate Vince McMahon, if they want to put him out of business, if they just want to rule the wrestling world. But no, seriously, definitely looking forward to it. Scott D'Amore has been at a TNA, for quite some time, so we haven't seen him on TV in a while, and he was a great manager for Team Canada. I mean, that was a funny-ass group and a lot of young, talented TNA stars at the time that eventually became the face of the company.
Definitely. Next up, Heel of the Year. Now this is another interesting one. A lot of people love this category too, by the way. And I also, tweet if you want somebody else to win. If the guy that you think that the Heel of the Year should win is not up on the list, go ahead and vote. Before I tell you guys that, Oscar, Vermin was actually a part. Vermin had one vote for Stable of the Year.
Great.
And speaking of Vermin, I got some news. Joey Ryan joined, but they just killed the whole stable right there.
Yeah.
They should just kept it how it was, I thought. But hey, Heel of the Year: Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt, Brock Lesnar, Adam Cole, Bang Bang, Jay Lethal, and the Authority. Another top 6 of stable here. Stables. I mean not stables, but Hills. I might as well go ahead and throw out the winner right now. And the winner is, hopefully you can hear the music well. There it is. Oh, Adam Cole gets the W. I would have played the what a man. Let's go play that. But Adam Cole is the Hero of the Year, and Cole had a hell of a year. He deserves it. He was definitely my pick. We can go from PWG Hill, Adam Cole, to Ring of Honor Hill, Adam Cole. The guy is fucking money. He's a fucking superstar. He's going to be a star in the near future. He will probably be in the WWE in the near future. I'm pumped. This is my guy. Fortunately, he's out now with injury, shoulder injury. Hopefully he gets back, speedy recover. It's gonna suck not seeing him in Vegas. But Cole had a good year with the Kingdom, leading them on. I love Cole as a heel, and we all know when he comes back, he's going to get a huge pop, and he will turn into a face. But I love this year, and the guys that he was against, like Jay Lethal, had a good year. He had a great year as a heel. So it could have went that way too. So
now,
big up.
I have a question for both of you. Now, when you think of heel of the year, do you think of the best heel, like they did the best heel tactics, or do you consider it who was just the best heel overall? Best matches, best, whatever. What do you consider the best heel award?
Well, to me, overall, comes to maybe, no, not overall. You can say heel antics. I like to say I did pick Adam Cole. I mean, you go back to the beginning of the year from PWG. I mean, that when he was a champion, everybody hated him. They were sick and tired of him to carry the title, and then they were hoping Drake Younger to take the title from him, but it didn't happen because he signed with WWE. But then when Kyle O'Reilly won that title, that place erupted. So not only, that showed that Cole had did a great job, that showed you how great heel he was, that, made the one that receded the crowd, erupted when he lost that title to Kyle O'Reilly. And not only that, you also got to remember what he did in Ring of Honor. Like, you remember when he fucking shaved fucking Elgin's mullet off. And not only that, he fucking grabbed Mischief, made him watch the whole thing. You remember all that shit? Well, he did the Mischief as well. So, yeah, you got to remember that as well. So, Cole, not only in PWG, but in Ring of Honor, he did a good job on there, even though his world title reign was not that great. And also, you got to remember, this just recently in Ring of Honor, did he beat the shit out of Jay Briscoe's dad?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was great because both those guys were on, I believe it was Busted Open Radio.
Yeah.
I think it was next week after that. And they were both on at the same time. And Adam Cole was just like the biggest asshole. He was like, yeah, his dad deserved to get the shit kicked out of him. Because look, he's a redneck little fuck. He's like, does your dad have a concussion? How's your dad's concussion doing? It was amazing.
Another thing, you're not at the PWG show, but in this last PWG show, he did sort of something kind of racist in a way.
Can I say it?
Go ahead, go say it, man. Go say it.
Adam Cole was going to wrestle Cedric Alexander. And he was like, basically he had Excalibur. He gave him like a list to say these things. It was like coming out of I forgot where he's from exact, but he said the longest reigning PWG champ, also 2012 Battle of Los Angeles winner. I can do this. I can do that. I don't care if I'm facing ACH. Oops. I mean, Cedric Alexander.
I think Adam Cole is the biggest dick and the best heel, and I picked him to win this. It was tough though. I was thinking about really going for Jay Lethal because of how quickly he switched around from being this likable babyface and then teaming up with Truth Martini, and it's not like Jay Lethal just stopped talking altogether because he got a manager. If not, he started talking more and he started cutting these, assholes promos with, with Truth Martini, who's, portrayed as this, sleazy kind of guy, and you think, Jay Lethal is, crossover to the dark side and all these other things. And I think it's kind of two different dynamics. Adam Cole is a lot more out there with being a heel, where Jay Lethal is a little bit more subtle. He's more all about, himself and Truth Martini, in which, Adam Cole is just all about himself, and he can do a lot more. And, of course, in PWG, he tells people, suck his dick, and, just that alone is just hilarious. And, I think about it, and a lot of people like Adam Cole, and a lot of people cheer him, and that's why
people hate Adam Cole at PWG. And people like him, too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that hate him, too. A lot of people that hate him.
Yeah. That's how it is in PWG and in Ring of Honor. There's people in PWG and Ring of Honor that love Adam Cole, and there's people that, hate him because, he's a dickhead heel. So that's why I was kind of on the fence about it. But I think at the end of the day, it's just, with heels these days, that you're going to get some heels that are so good that people start to catch on, and some people like that. Some people don't like, cheering for the good guys. They like the dickheads because, either that's what they like or for whatever reason. But, yeah, Adam Cole, Jay Lethal, I put 1 and 2. Pretty close.
Definitely. Our next category goes for Manager of the Year, and this was a good one. Paul Heyman, Lana, Maria, Troop Martini, Zeb Coulter, and Veda Scott. And the winner is too fucking easy. Paulie Heyman.
Yeah, I think it was pretty clear cut. I think, not to say that the other managers don't do their jobs well, but just Paul Heyman's just one of the best ever in the history. When all three of us have grandkids, and we're telling our grandkids that we saw Paul Heyman, when we were kids and when we were adults, and we saw him, go from ECW to WWE to leaving WWE to coming back and doing all these things. He is just a legendary status, and, this was another year that just added, to that legacy. It was a monumental year for him.
Yeah. Him being behind Brock Lesnar to, win the streak, big deal. And, it's fucking Paul Heyman, probably the best manager with promo work, too. So there's no questions asked. I know we don't have to go through it, why we think Paul Heyman won and share our thoughts, because Paul Heyman deserved it. So let's go ahead and move on. Let's take a quick break. I also got some news I want to share, too. After,
Are you thinking one more category?
No, I said we'll be right back. We got two more categories, and then we'll be back after these messages. Shit. Four Corners Radio is the home for the best professional wrestling and independent wrestling. Discussions and coverage. Billy, Ant, Martin, and Sam bring you three of the best podcasts every week. The Four Corners Raw Roundtable, the Indie Project, and the Saturday Freestyle. Along with the podcast, FourCornersWrestling.com is designed with all wrestling fans in mind. Feature articles, videos, the weekly shows, and much more. Four Corners and Wrestlingheads are teaming up to bring you wrestling's next revolution. Are you ready?
This is Ring of Honor superstar Nigel McGuinness, and you are listening to Wrestlingheads Radio Show. So stay tuned, you wankers.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We are almost done with the first half of our awards. It's pretty good so far. Next one is actually Female Wrestler of the Year. Last year, for a Female Wrestler of the Year, my girl AJ Lee actually won the award. This is going to be another interesting one. We have AJ Lee. Of course, she's going to be back in the category. We all know what AJ has done this year. Paige, we know what she's done this year. Stephanie McMahon and Natalya. I only put four girls because there's not that many good females in the WWE. This is WWE Diva of the Year. So before I share who the winner is, you guys have any thoughts on the category on how Stephanie McMahon made it?
Well, I think Steph made it because she's just, you can consider her a diva, and she wrestled a match this year, but she was involved in a lot of the storylines that was going on this year. And I think if she didn't have, she's, having kids every other couple of years, and, she has a family, and she's, running shit in WWE. And I think if she wasn't doing all that, she could still go out there and do it, and she proved it at SummerSlam. So I don't really have a problem with her in it, and I don't see why anybody would have a problem, especially with WWE's lackluster Diva division.
Well, let's see who won. And the winner is, for WWE Diva of the Year to take the BodySlam Award this year, goes to... And the winner is Paige. Paige gets the W for the WWE Diva of the Year. She killed it with the votes. I don't think nobody else was on her level when it came to votes. I'm going to give you guys the count of the votes right now. I believe AJ Lee had... Oh, shit. After your girl AJ got 1 vote this year. That's a shocker. Paige had the most votes. Stephanie had 1, I believe.
Wow. So, I guess
Paige killed it this year.
I guess. I mean, all right. AJ started off, she was still Divas champion when she won it a year before, and she basically almost had it a full year until she did lose to Paige. And then when she came back, she beat Paige. Her and Paige had you can see how not a bad rivalry until she lost her belt to Nikki Bella, and then you might just witness last match at TLC in the WWE. But that's why I picked AJ, even though she took some months off. You know, she did have a couple of moments, great moments to say Paige. As for Paige, well, I don't know. I didn't vote for her because, you know, I didn't like how the way they brought her in the main roster, even though it was a big moment for her. But, you know, I'd rather have her chase the title instead of just winning right away. And then when AJ came, she lost it. So basically, she held it for her. But then hopefully in 2015 they'll do something better for her, you know. And because right now they're just using her as like a sideshow. In 6 Diva tag matches, or so special Diva matches were like some kind of battle royal matches. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say about Paige. I mean, I at the same time, I gotta feel like this voting thing for Paige all because she's really good looking. Yeah, that's all I gotta comment.
Paige is a great wrestler, by the way, too. Let's not sleep on that.
Yeah, she is. She is.
I mean, I guess you could say all 4 of these divas are fucking smoking. I don't think there's one that's like ugly. I mean, Stephanie is up there. You know, she's the oldest one out of them.
She's
but
for
her age, dude, Stephanie is absolutely smoking for her age.
She's a no.
I think people just. I think a lot of people voted for Paige because, you know, either they followed her from NXT and then, you know, they're still excited about her being on the main roster and all that, and they still see her as like the glimmer of hope that's left in the Divas division. And yeah, I think she had the biggest year. So, you know, I went for Paige as well. But it just speaks to how WWE just doesn't give a shit about their Divas division, to which, you know, they brought her on the main roster and they had a huge impact for her debut. And, you know, AJ left, and then when she came back and she started feuding with Paige, the feud I thought would feel more important, and then I'm looking back on it, and it just didn't seem like that important. You know, these were the young diva versus the established, you know, dominant diva in AJ Lee, and you would think they have this huge rivalry, and it just, looking back on it, it just didn't feel that big, and they could have made it so much more. And I wouldn't say they've ruined Paige's character, but, you know, I think they took a step in the wrong direction in what they're doing with her. You know, she was supposed to be, you know, the anti-diva. You know, she was supposed to represent everything that was wrong with the Divas division and all that, and, you know, they
this
just
is what
turned
she was
her
supposed to
into another
be.
diva.
Exactly. This is what Paige was supposed to be when she first came up, the anti-diva, and I'm finally glad that they, you know, figured that out. Another thing I like what AJ did when she won the Slammy Award, when she put over the girls in NXT, which is dope. You know, so you can tell AJ, she cares about the division, you know. So, but Paige, she definitely deserves, you know, this. It could have went either way, to be honest with you. But our next one, next award is actually probably one of the big awards here for the BodySlam Awards, and is actually for Wrestler of the Year, meaning guys in, it doesn't matter what promotion we're talking about. These guys were on the categories, and you can still tweet your pick, you know, if your guy did not make it. And I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know the winner. First, let me give you the category of guys that were put on there. AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, Tanahashi, Okada, Ricochet, and Michael Elgin. And these are some picks that were actually voted. Kyle O'Reilly was voted. Ricky O'Shea was voted. But the winner, and this person actually helped himself win, is blew out the water and he gets a W. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's Ricochet's music and PWG.
You should have kept playing it. You should have kept playing it. Fucking town was dancing to it.
Ricochet was wrestling.
A lot of people don't know that that's his music because, you know, on the PWG DVDs, they have to cut out the entrance music for copyrighted purposes. So we don't know any of their songs unless, you know, people that are live, like you guys are, tell us, you know, what music they come out to. And, of course, you know, people know which ones, you know, all night long because, you know, they sing along to that and, you know, Young Bucks, Bop, and, you know, all that. But some people are probably like, wait, why are they playing that song for Ricochet?
Yeah, Ricochet only comes out to All Night Long when he teams up with Swan. So, yeah. But Ricochet, well deserved. Well fucking deserved. He basically wins Wrestler of the Year, BodySlam Awards. He was my vote, hands down, and I'm pretty sure he was your vote too, right?
Yeah, of course. What a fucking year he had. Jesus Christ, where could he start, man? I mean, fuck. Winning the Super Juniors tournament in New Japan. He won the fucking Open the Freedom Gate Championship at Dragon Gate this past year. Not only that, in Dragon Gate Japan, he won the Open the Dream Gate title. He won that, and then he finally. I'm not going to reveal it yet, but you might see something. I'm not going to say yet, but he appeared in Lucha Underground this year as another character named Prince Pumbaa. But this Friday, watch this Friday, you'll see him accomplish something else. So not this Friday, this Wednesday, Lucha Underground. He'll achieve another accomplishment. You'll see. You watch Lucha Underground, and not only that, he also won Bola this past year. And just imagine he won the damn PWG title. That was freaking awesome.
Let's not hope the Open the Open Freedom Gate Championship.
I just said that.
Yeah,
he said everything. He said everything. I think he also won the. He was a House of Glory champion as well before he just recently lost it.
Yeah.
He won the New Japan juniors.
Yeah, I did that too.
I already give all the
I mean, just what a fucking year for Ricochet. And we were saying this, you know, at the summertime, that Ricochet was having an incredible year, and I think that was even before Bola. And then after Bola, we're like, all right, he's having an even more fucking amazing year. Just incredible, well-deserved. I mean, the guy is just one of the top wrestlers in the world, and it was just a great year for him. He, you know, was showcasing more than just being, you know, because I think a lot of people had the perception that Ricochet was just, okay, he's going to do spots and he's going to do flips and he's going to do all that, but he was showing off some technical abilities, and he was, you know, showing off a lot of new moves, and, you know, just going around the world and showing what he can do. And, you know, it's hard to say, but he's getting better and better each year, and it's scary. It's scary how, you know, great this guy is getting. And he's still incredibly young. I think he's like 25, if I'm not mistaken, 24, 25. I don't care how many guys are in the WWE by the time, you know, whenever, within the next couple of years, how many smaller guys or whoever's in the WWE. Ricochet deserves to be a fucking star in the WWE. I mean, a talent like this that comes around only once in a fucking blue moon. But, you know, I also have to give credit to AJ Styles as well. You know, AJ started off the year leaving TNA, coming back to the Indies, going to Japan, winning the IWGP heavyweight title. He was going around the Indies. He was doing a lot of great things. He did incredible in the G1 Climax, was putting on Match of the Year candidates. You know, so those two guys, to me, you know, just both of them fucking killed it this year.
Definitely. King Ricochet. Shout out to him earlier for the retweets on, you know, getting the votes going for himself. That's like a first, honestly. I don't think we ever had a wrestler, you know, basically help himself win, you know, an award.
Now that might be considered a little bit cheating, you know, voting for yourself. Come on now.
Oh no, he didn't vote for himself. What he did was
I thought he voted for himself. I was gonna say, like, come on, but yeah, he was getting the word out there, and you know, I think, like I said, people were just realizing how great of a year he was having. You know, like I said, by the summer. Great year for Ricochet. Big shout out to him. He did it great in 2014, and who knows what he's going to do in 2015. It's going to be crazy to watch.
Definitely. Ladies and gentlemen, second half of the BodySlam Awards. We'll be later on Friday, after the Scott D'Amore. I have some news, ladies and gentlemen. Friday will be the last show of the year here on WH Radio, on blogtalkradio.com/Wrestlingheads Radio, because we are moving, ladies and gentlemen. Next year, it's going to be a new network with a couple of different podcasts that we will be a part of. And this is going to be a big deal for next year, and I'm very excited. I know Oscar's excited. When I told Tom, and he's excited, and even our boy Bruce is definitely excited. It's pretty funny how we came up with this. me and Mr. Matt Grant over there at the Weekly Wrestling Podcast, we were just talking about it, you know, and I know I want to say I came up with I was like something about Elite, and then it was like podcast, and then we were like network, you know, and the Elite Wrestling Podcast, basically, is going to be called the Elite Podcast Network, which will be us, the Weekly Wrestling Podcast, Indie Power Ranking, and the Mike and Tom Show. So that is definitely going down next year. We'll be moving to a different Blog Talk channel. We'll still be on iTunes, and we are working on probably going to SoundCloud, maybe, or Stitcher. We'll have news on that soon. I'm excited. You guys' thoughts on this? You guys want to share your thoughts on what's going to happen next year? Start off with you, Oscar.
It'd be great. I mean, it's like network. Like WWE got their own network. New Japan got their own. It seems like we got our own. We're part of a network with other guys. We're sharing it. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's the new thing moving forward for our lives. You know, network. Watch ROH get their own network. Fuck it.
Definitely. What about you, Tom? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's definitely exciting. It's a new direction, a positive direction, though. You know, teaming up with a great group of guys over there at the Weekly Wrestling Podcast, Indie Power Rankings, and the Uncle Mike and Tom Show. All a bunch of good dudes who spread the word of independent wrestling daily. You know, those guys put in a lot of time and go to a lot of shows to spread the word and get people to get out of the comfort zone and, you know, watch some independent wrestling. Not even just the well-known independent wrestling like a Ring of Honor or PWG. You know, they're, you know, doing some Canadian, you know, wrestling with Smash Wrestling, Squared Circle Live. I could keep going on, but, you know, they're keeping the word of indie wrestling alive, and, you know, I feel welcome to join them, and very excited for the future and looking forward to a very successful 2015 with them.
Elite Podcast. I want everybody to do us a favor and go ahead and follow Elite Podcast Net. That is the Twitter, Elite Podcast Net. That's the where you can find news from us, Weekly Wrestling Podcast, Indie Power Ranking, and Mike and Tom Show. So go show a love to all those podcasts. And if you're not following us, follow us. More wrestling news. Gabe Sapolsky announced today that he is going to focus on Evolve. And it looks like Dragon Gate's going to take a rest. That's one thing that he also announced on his Twitter today. But Oscar's got some news for us. You want to go ahead and talk about some more news that WWN's got for us?
Yes. About a year ago, they announced they're going to do shows in the Bay Area, in the San Jose area, which is nearby the site of WrestleMania. They're the only promotions doing a show right near WrestleMania. So basically, it's almost like what they did last year, but different timings. The first Evolve show will take place Thursday night. Before WrestleMania, that's to be the first Evolve show there. Let me get an idea. You got the list on you?
I got the Thursday night first row ticket is $75. Second row is $50. General admission is $25. That's the first night. So Evolve has Thursday night. Also, Evolve's Friday night. They have a show. Talent coming soon. Talent has not been announced yet, but the tickets same price for the Friday show. Also, they're also hosting King of Indies tournament, which our boy B-Boy has already been announced. Tickets for there is $50 for front row, 40 second row, and 25 for general admission. Also Friday, I apologize if I do not say it right, but Kiju Big Battle, they'll have a show Friday, and it's $25 for general admission only.
But hold on. Before you continue, I just want to let our listeners know the timing of these shows are all West Coast time, even in pay-per-view. So, example, let's go back to Thursday. That show's going to start 8 o'clock our time. So, if someone like Tom from the East Coast want to order this event, an pay-per-view, I believe it's going to be, most likely you're going to stay up late, like at 11 o'clock to watch this show. That's how it is out there. And also, the next day, Friday, that other Evolve show they're having, it's going to be at 3 o'clock in the afternoon in our time. So that's like 6 o'clock your guys' time in the East Coast. And, yeah, that's how it is. So I just want to let you guys know the timing here is West Coast time.
Yeah, Kings of Indies is at 8 p.m. Pacific time. And the Kaju Big Battle is at 11:55 p.m. Pacific time. That means that's basically noon. Women's event. It doesn't say what women's event. It just says women's event to be determined. Tickets are $75.50 for second row, 25 general admission, and the show starts at 12 p.m. Interesting. Super Show. That's at 4 p.m. Pacific time on Saturday. Tickets are same price. And Kings of Indies again Saturday night. This is night 2, 8 p.m. So basically, we'll see who wins the Kings of Indies tournament from that day. And that is it for WWN. Yeah.
So, Skits, my question to you is, which one you want to go to? Which shows? There's a lot of shows out here, man. Like, fuck, dude.
To be honest with you, bro, right now, I want to go back and see what time Ring of Honor starts because we can make some decisions, to be honest with you.
So, I believe Friday, Ring of Honor starts at 8 o'clock. I want to say that's what time it starts. I could be wrong, but you got to look into it. But, that's the way it looks like to me. It looks like Thursday I'll go to Evolve. Friday I'm going to Super Card of Honor. That's the way it looks like I want to do it. So
I'm with it. Whatever.
You know what, basically, Skid, it's something that me and you finally get to discover, like an Evolve and Ring of Honor show, because we don't get that here a lot in the West Coast. So I just feel like this is an opportunity we're going to take, finally get to see something that we don't get to see out here, You don't get to see no East Coast promotion out here, and it's going to be a very rare time, So you got to enjoy it, man.
Definitely.
Because I know, just imagine PWG is in New York. Fucking Tom's going to be there in a minute. Am I right, Tom?
Of course, but
you see?
But then,
you see?
I feel like it would be PWG. Because if PWG went anywhere else besides Southern California, it wouldn't be PWG anymore. Because that's what PWG is SoCal Wrestling.
Right.
Yeah.
And even though it's hard for me to accept that because it's on the other side of the country, I'll just have to save up my money for one of them plane tickets and head on over.
Yeah, you can party with us, motherfucker.
That's how we do it.
Speaking of PWG, our boy Matt is actually coming down to the next show next year, the first show of the year. So he'll be partying with us.
Yeah, and Tom, you might be lucky like Skids. He actually sat next to an MMA fighter at the last PWG show, so you might get lucky.
Maybe.
I think, you know what? It's funny. I think did I sit next to her? I sat next to one of those chicks the show before, too. Or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe that was Greg. But they were next to us. They're right next to us. It's like two shows straight. It's like all of a sudden they're sitting in the same row. You know how they used to be on the other side? But it's cool.
Yeah.
I'm not tripping.
Yeah, right.
But some other news, ladies and gentlemen, the Ascension making their debut.
Yeah.
Set the debut on Raw next week. A lot of people think the Ascension are going to fail because I guess their new look. What's your guys' thoughts?
Yeah, I see them. It's like now they got face paint on. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do. Are they this generation Demolition or Power? What's it? Power. I forgot the name of the tag team. Power of Pain. Yeah, Warlord and Barbarian team. I mean, we'll see what they're gonna do in the main roster. It's interesting.
It looks like Demolition to me too.
Yeah, but yeah, you can say Demolition makes a Power of the Pain, and we haven't seen a tag team like this in a while. Probably since that era of tag teams, maybe. I could be wrong. Maybe some team from the Attitude Era was something like that, but we'll see what they do. I mean, obviously they're gonna go against the Usos. They probably have something WrestleMania planned for these guys. But it's been months of the waiting for these guys to get on the main roster. Been waiting for that for a while. So let's see what they could do in the main roster. I mean, maybe the Riders are gonna fuck everything up, right? Like they usually do. Who knows? We'll see what they could do in the main roster.
Definitely. Let's see what you can do. I don't think they'll fail. I think they'll be fine. I think a lot of people just panic. You know, they have those little small panic attacks. You know, how some wrestling fans have little panic attacks, you know, and doubts. Like a lot of people think Adrian Neville's going to fail too on the main roster just because they changed his gimmick up. The guy can go. So, you know, the guy's going to still have great wrestling matches. So, you know. But let's stop it, people. You know, I think people need to just stop overthinking, and Neville will be nice once he makes the main roster. So,
I actually like what I'm hearing the reports of Adrian Neville's new character. I mean, no, he's not going to be Modest Mouse. He's not going to be no comedic character. I think it's cool because they bring him in as some little guy who can fuck up big ass dudes. You know, I mean. If that works, I would like to see a Neville Big Show feud and him fuck up the Big Show. I would like to see that. So that's what I like to see. I don't see it. They're not gonna fuck this guy. They're not gonna make him a new Santino. Then he gets ass kicked by the Big Show. That's not gonna happen. So if they do that, then somebody in creative should kill himself. But like I said, the way I'm reading this is like, okay. They're going to freaking have him fuck up some big dudes. Okay. Maybe he'll fuck up Roman Reigns. Okay. Aaron Rodgers. Yeah.
What do you think, Tom? You haven't thoughts on that? Because a lot of people, you know, think he's going to fail on the main roster just because he changed his gimmick.
Yeah.
This ain't no new day.
I think a lot of people aren't too high on the Ascension because a lot of people are making the Legion of Doom comparison. They're saying Legion of Doom, Murkoffs, whatever, because, you know, they have the face paint now and the shoulder pads and all that. And a lot of people don't like, they think the Ascension are pretty boring and, you know, they don't like them as much, and, you know, that's fine and well. I'm not too high on the Ascension, but I like that it's a new tag team and it's an established tag team. It's like you said, it's a throwback, to the 80s and to the early 90s. It's where it's just a kick-ass tag team where, they don't have the greatest mic skills in the world, but their job is not to talk. They should just go in there, kick people's asses, and then do the fall of man and, obliterate people. That should be their job. And it's another tag team. And hopefully maybe this puts some more focus on, the tag division. Maybe some new tag teams get created. Maybe some new tag teams get called up. Who knows? But at least it's a start. So I don't think these guys are going to fail. It's just right now your success is dependent on creative. And for a lot of guys, I don't want to see people go on the main roster because of how people are being booked on, WWE programming. It's just ridiculous. I mean, a guy like Adam Rose, his Leo Kruger character was something different. It was cool. And then they changed it to Adam Rose, and you thought, okay, well, maybe this could work, because it was over in NXT, and it showed a little bit of promise. But then he got to the main roster, and it completely ruined his character. Same thing for Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas changed up his character, and he started doing all these great heel things, and he was, looking like some promise. And then he gets on the main roster, and within a couple weeks, his character gets ruined. And it's just like, I mean, how many of these guys are destined to fail because of the booking and writing of these shows? It's just ridiculous. So it's always a waiting game. It's always waiting to see what the WWE has planned for these guys. You can't make fast assumptions, and you can't say these guys are going to fail when they haven't even debuted yet. Give it some time. Within 6 months or so, I think
they won't end up like fucking Adam Rose, who fucking turned heel tonight, by the way, which is interesting. That was one interesting thing. He finally fully turned heel.
Yeah. But, when a new guy debuts, it's always, give them time. And then you can judge. Like Bo Dallas, I didn't judge him on the main roster until I saw that WWE had nothing for him. And same thing for Emma. I was like, okay, Emma's on the main roster. Cool. As soon as I saw her with Santino, it was shit. And then when she broke away from him, I thought, okay, here's another chance. And then that went nowhere. So I always give it time before judging, but not too long with WWE. With WWE, I have to give them like a month. And then I think I can make a fair assumption.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe Skid's shit got cut off. He disappeared.
Right here.
All right, cool.
Right here.
All right, cool. Just making sure there's a little long pause that happened right now.
Yeah. I mean, we're winding down to 2014's almost coming to a close, and I don't know about you guys because we started off the show talking the BodySlam Awards, and we spent the majority of the show talking about that. I mean, these past few months of just Raws and WWE programming, including pay-per-views, except for NXT, because I don't really, obviously NXT is the only shining light within the WWE.
I already know where you're going with this.
The main roster product is just it is getting to the point where I'm caring about it less and less each week. It's not keeping me interested. It's the same things each week. And it's just, what do we have to look forward to?
You saw my tweet a couple of weeks ago. I was like, I'm giving Raw a break. And I watched it.
Oh, you're breaking up, Skid.
I tried to watch.
Oscar, what do you think about what's going on with the main roster right now?
Hi, are you asking me that, or you're asking Skid that?
Yeah, I'm asking you. What do you think about what's going on? What do you think of the main roster product right now?
I just feel like they're just having the wrong people running it. I mean, how is NXT doing better than the main roster? I mean, is this something that the rumors are true that Vince and Triple H are really knocking heads? Are Triple H really hiring the right guys to run a wrestling show than what Vince is? Is that something that's going on backstage? Who knows? I could tell you this, though. I know guys in the creative team, most of those guys, or maybe 85% of that creative team, were not wrestling fans. They were guys that maybe had created ideas from TV shows and stuff like that, but nothing about knowledge of wrestling. And I don't know why they keep hiring those type of people, because, that kind of shit doesn't help your product at all. I don't know how they're doing in the NXT world. I don't know if they're hiring the right guys for that. But why can't you use those people in the main roster? I don't know. At the same time, I'm also thinking, while Vince McMahon's around, he wants to keep this show as a side show. You always got to remember, this has been going on even since the 90s, The reason why the Attitude Era was great, because they were doing things, that was too bizarre on TV, and that's why they got all these ratings, and that's how they beat WCW. But, I mean, look, before that, they were doing some kind of shenanigans like this, before the Attitude Era. So, basically, they're just pretty much doing whatever the fuck they want, giving us all this stuff, all the shenanigans going on, like what, like something you don't like to see every week, They're going to push people that they want to push and see what happens go far. So, we'll see what happens, man.
Definitely. We are coming towards the end of the show here, gentlemen. I know we have 11 minutes, but is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we end the show? Or like this?
No, not much. 2014 come to a close. It was an interesting wrestling year.
Besides Adam Pearce?
Adam Pearce has retired yesterday at the Championship Wrestling from Hollywood taping here in Los Angeles. What a great career Adam Pearce had. What a great way to end it. To have a match against his longtime rival, Colt Cabana. We have a lot of history during the whole NWA, or, they were going after the NWA title, 7 Levels of Hate. Adam Pearce was awesome. I didn't understand why he never got a shot in the WWE or in TNA, even though TNA did brought him in as one of those, whatever that shit was called. I even totally forgot what it was called now. When they tried to bring in a new guy in and whatever, I totally forgot what that cost that they had. But Adam Pearce could have fit in that era of TNA at the time when they had the whole NWA thing going on with the NWA title, Christian Cage, Jeff Jarrett. He could have fit in that era in TNA. Unfortunately, they bring him in. But, I remember he did have some moments in Ring of Honor. He was the booker for Ring of Honor. But now the question is, did he retire for a reason? because if you look a few months back, it seems like he was looking for a second career. It seems like he was trying to work for the San Diego Padres, but it looked like they didn't work out. So basically, this was coming. Is he going to work with WWE? Is he going to become a trainer? I mean, that's a possibility. I'm shocked that they'll hire Adam Pearce for that. But whatever Adam Pearce is going to do, I wish him the best of luck. I met him a couple of times. He's a pretty cool dude. And unfortunately, it sucked that he never showed his talent in the big stage. But we're all going to remember him with that feud with Colt Cabana and carrying the NWA title multiple times in the NWA. So get up to Adam Pearce and wish him luck in success in his future.
Yeah, it's looking like he's going to be working with NXT or down there at the development. So.
All right.
I know that's he did some work with the last Takeover show, so that's what I would think. But we'll see what happens. But here we're getting down to the end of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, you can follow us on Twitter at Wrestlingheads. We're on our website at wrestlingheads.com. Always you can subscribe us on YouTube, youtube.com/wrestlingheads. Again, Elite Podcast Network will be there next year. This Friday, Scott D'Amore will be with us live. So be sure to listen to that awesome interview. I'm looking forward to it. Should be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm WH Sketch. You can follow me. Go ahead, gentlemen.
All right, you can follow me at Sinister632, even on Instagram as well, Twitter, whatever, so you can find me there. I'm trying to get back on WrestlingHeads.com. Fortunately, it's been hard for me. I'm going to try to get there maybe soon. Maybe in a few months I'll be back in there. Hold on, people. And, listen to us Friday. A great show with Scott D'Amore. I mean, happy to have him on. Hopefully, if you guys want to know what the fuck up with Global Force Wrestling, I think you should check it out. Because you never know, maybe you reveal something. First comes on Wrestlingheads, so you never know what's gonna come down. Guess till Friday. And Tom, give out your shit.
Yep, you can follow me on Twitter at @2tweetme. Give me a follow on there. I'll be sure to follow back. And that's really the only social media I got. Once again, be sure to check out WrestlingHeads.com. Of course, so many great writers on there. So many joined us throughout 2014. And who knows what 2015 is going to bring. And they're going to be doing it up like always. And, 2015, I guess you could say it's going to be elite.
# we are elite. Into Friday, I'm Sketch. That's Tom, and that's Oscar. And, we're out.
What time is it? WH Radio.
We are the best in the world